Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. We've got something from Stony Creek Brewing. I'm not sure I've done one from these guys before. This is Sun Juice, a Belgian-style summer spiced ale. They're out of Connecticut. And other than that, not a whole lot on the bottle. So, let's check it out. I think that's a crane they've got as their logo there. On top of the bottle cap and on the bottle. It sounds very fizzy. Actually, fizzes like a soda. In terms of both the sound and the way it looks, and the fact that we've got several small bubbles clinging to the side of the glass. That head as well. Now that's interesting. There are a few beers out there that effervesce like a soda, in my opinion, and this appears to be one of them. Look at that. All those bubbles coming up from that nucleation point at the bottom of the glass. I think I've been saying cavitation for years, and that's incorrect. It's actually nucleation is what happens on that laser etching at the bottom of the glass. But yeah, very, very fizzy. It fades quickly, though. Like I said, it effervesces like a soda, which is interesting. There's an undertone of bitterness there. And an odd aroma. Like almost a pleasant mustiness. Put my nose right in it, apparently. I'm just trying to identify that. It's interesting. There's a little bit of hoppy bitterness, but there's also a pleasant mustiness to it. It's and there's something else there that I can't quite place, but oh well. Now look at that. It is still bubbling, very much like a soda. I'm loving how it's effervescing. That's interesting. Anyway, slightly cloudy, pale yellow. Oh, it's got a nice light mouthfeel. Very light. It's definitely a summer ale. Because it is light and crisp. There's something slightly off-putting about it. It's all... I hate to go here, but it's almost got this burnt rubber flavor to it. Yeah. There's something off-putting about that. It is a burnt rubber flavor. It's almost plasticky. I'm just looking to see if I can find an expiration date, because it does say a summer ale, and it's been a couple months since summer, but not long enough that it should have expired or gone bad or skunked. Ooh, pardon. Burp. Yeah, I'm not seeing a bottled on or a sell-by date on here, so I mean, I've got to assume it's fresh. I mean, it's definitely not fresh, but it's a summer style ale, and it is December right now. So I guess it could be at least 6 months old. So maybe I'm not giving it a fair shake because it's going to be an older beer, but honestly, it's just off-putting and not... I mean, I love the way it looks. I love the way it acts in the glass. The aroma was slightly off. There was something weird about it, but But the aroma wasn't unpleasant. It's not until I actually put it in my mouth that it doesn't taste right. It's burnt rubber or some plasticky flavor. And I hate saying this about obviously a craft beer. But yeah, it's just, there's just something weird about it, and it's off-putting. It's not completely horrible, and I like the appearance, and the aroma is interesting. I can't quite rate it as average because I'm not enjoying it, but I don't want to crucify this thing either. Because it's not horrible. It's palatable. Like I said, I'm not really enjoying it, but it's not undrinkable. I'm gonna go with a 2 out of 5. A 2.5 out of 5 would put it at an average beer. I'm putting it just slightly below average because I'm not hating it. It's not undrinkable. I'm just not enjoying it. It's not a pleasant taste for me. But the appearance and the aroma were great. So like I said, I'm not going to say it's a bad beer. I'm just going to put it at below average for me. So a 2 out of 5. And again, I hate doing that to obviously a craft beer because somebody put a lot of effort into this thing. But for me personally, it's not sitting right. I would love to hear what anybody else has to say about this beer. So please hit me up down in the comments and the email link down below. I'd like to hear if you had a different experience. I say this about every beer, but I especially want to hear about anybody who's had a beer that I find unpleasant because that doesn't happen that often. Tell me if you found this beer to be a completely different experience for you. I want to hear about it. While you're down there, make sure to like and share the video. Not that I want to give anybody bad press by giving them a review which is not where I say I don't like it, but, you know, crave the attention enough, I'd like to like and share. While you're down there, also make sure to subscribe to the channel so you get a notification every time I post a new video. But yeah, I definitely want to hear some feedback on this because, again, I don't run across beers that I don't like that often. And while this did have some pleasant aspects, the flavor is just not working for me, and I'd like to hear if anybody else agrees. And I especially want to hear if you disagree. Maybe it's worth a second look with a fresh batch next year. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.